Test, test, test. All right, go live, go live, go live. We're back live from the Kohl Center. Sorry about some technical difficulties on our end. Little score update, 29-8, Badgers lead with just over 10.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Ball State with the ball as there's a foul on Armani Ziegler. It's going to be called on Hayden Jones. I'll
tell you this, though. If you missed the last few minutes, you really haven't missed much, honestly, if you're a Ball State fan. Current score 30-8. It's been all Badgers, especially in the rebound category. Wisconsin has just won all throughout. Ball State 13, or Wisconsin 13 rebounds, Ball State only 6. It's been a problem all day for the Cardinals. They look to better that out of that last time out.
Now the Cardinals get it back after the inbound, and the shot falls short. Badgers streaking ahead. This fast-paced offense to the rack. It's denied and blocked away by the Cardinal defense. Hill going fast, something we haven't seen so far. Goes up with the right hand. Knocks it in over the 7-foot Nolan Winter.
He has been so tough for Ball State. That's all that needs to be said.
Now Carrington with the ball on the near left side. Could have been a offensive foul right there on Winter, but it's good defense, and the Badgers throw it out of bounds. 30-10, just under 10 minutes to go.
So for the Cardinals now, you see a couple of changes made. Armani Ziegler and Mason Jones check back in. I like the move for the Cardinals because Mason Jones is one of the most physical players on the team. Coach Lewis says, I wish Mason Jones' effort was more contagious. He's going to be a guy that's full throttle every time.
They need that here in the second half of the first half. Ziegler going to work down on the near right side, and there's another whistle. Looks like we have a offensive foul for the second time tonight on Ball State.
Yeah, so it's an illegal screen, what we saw right there. Another thing that can't happen, because Barnes, we saw after the fact, he drilled the 3. You just can't have that.
Wisconsin approaching, tying their largest lead of 22. They currently lead 30-10. As Hayden Jones will inbound. The native from Nelson, New Zealand. He's a Kiwi, as they say. Inside, Nolan Winter going to work on Cam Denson. The sky hook, no good. Mason Jones, the defensive rebound.
I don't know why I find that so funny. The Kiwi.
That's their bird over in New Zealand. And Barnes can't get it to fall on the left side. Another missed opportunity for the Cardinal offense. Nick Boyd flings it over. And another miscue on the Badger offensive side. 2 turnovers in 3 possessions, and Ball State gets it back. 9:07 to go.
A rare miscue on Wisconsin's end. That was a quote I've known, that really the first team to 12 turnovers ends up losing the game. Ball State right now with 4-2 for Wisconsin.
More of a cleaner game so far. That Louisiana game versus Ball State was a little more messy with the turnovers and the low scoring. We have not been sold short of scoring in this one so far. Ziegler drives the right side of the ring, stripped by Boyd. He goes from his right to his left to the cup, denied. Cam Denson, but the follow by Nolan Winter. No box out, and Michael Lewis wants to talk it over.
Yeah, he's seen enough, and I don't blame him. That's something where, again, you finished the job, or so you think. You have to box out after the fact. You can't think that the play is over after that first block. Michael Lewis just trying to get these things figured out. He's back in the suit. We've seen the pullover the last couple of nights. I thought I'd just point that out, something he's done in the past.
I love it when the coaches wear the suits. Wisconsin tying their largest lead of the night, 32-10, 8:37 to go. We're going to keep it right here as we have an under 8 timeout coming up when we'll take a break. But, man, it has been all Badgers, and you saw right there. They missed a shot and a great block by the Cardinal defense, but they didn't box out the big centers that the Badgers have, and it led to a slam dunk.
So this is something that for Ball State, it's been the little things so far that have ended up being the big things. That's at least what I've seen. The offensive fouls. We saw the double dribble. Now that. This could be a competitive game, but right now you're down by 22. It just hasn't been because of those little things.
We're back now. Ball State left to right, Badgers moving right to left. Davion Hill moves inside, kicks it out. It's Barnes, drives on Blackwell. Now it's swung back to the top of the key. It's Davion Hill with that headband. Driving, but has nowhere to go. Almost called for a 3 seconds. Now Denton is denied, just caught up underneath by the left block, and they dish it ahead to Blackwell, who almost connects from deep, but it goes right off the front in the back, and Ball State gets it back at the top of the key. The Badgers are 1 for 4 in their last field goals, haven't made much happen. Dished off to a cutting Denson. He gets it up and in. Elmore James the fourth, his first points of the game, as the Cardinals get it back to a 20-point game. Now Boyd resets the offense, swings it up, stolen by Mason Jones, coast to coast. He got it. Mason Jones slams it down. 32-14, 7:21 to go, and a nice little run by the Cardinals. Blackwell and the Badger offense will try and silence that. A move inside. Now the pull from Boyd from deep. No, he's missed his last couple. And the tip drill rebound. Now Rapp gets an opportunity. The Badgers can't hit from outside the arc, but they can grab rebounds. Boyd will try again. In and out, and finally rebounded by Davion Hill.
I just want to say this real quickly. John Blackwell, he has 0 points. Look at the score, though. Wisconsin's up 32-14. He did get the steal on that last possession, though. Ball State with the pickpocket with Davion Hill.
Back and forth we go. Elmore James from the left to the right, away from Austin Rapp, and a 6-0 run for the Cardinals. Cuts it in half, as that's a timeout. 32-16, Badgers lead. You're listening to Ball State Sports Link Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
From the bell tower to your smartphone, anywhere in the world.
Never miss Ball State Sports with SportsLink Digital.
On a cold fall night, the Kohl Center is the place to be, especially if you're a Badger fan. They have doubled the Cardinals in points to start, 32-16, as Michael Lewis and Greg Gard talking their huddles over a full timeout. We got some terrible towel waving going on. Roen joining in on the action. And it's a 32-16 lead for the Badgers.
It's a rare time that I'll be joining the home crowd in this, but hey, look at this. It's just fun. This is the Big Ten. This is big. That's why they call it the Big Ten. The fans, another further proof of that. We see it really all throughout the night. The fans on a Tuesday night. I was saying it in the pregame show. The fans have just been so great here in Madison. Students, whoever it is, young children, older people, all around. The fans have been so great in Madison. That's why this is one of the toughest environments to play in the entire country. That's why it's been so tough for Ball State. But coming out of that last time out or before it, a 6-0 run for the Cardinals. They're showing signs of life. That's why I said this is a team of Ball State. They're never down and out. You can never give up on Ball State. They have no quit. It just comes down to in this first half, before you go into the second half, you can't be in too deep of a hole. Michael Lewis and the Cardinals, they know this. They know it all too well. That's why they are starting to turn up and at the perfect time.
The Badgers scoreless in their last 2 possessions and 1 for 7 in their last 7 attempted field goals. Now set up at the Badger top logo with Andrew Rohde. Rohde in trouble, lost his dribble, but Blackwell there to rescue him. Will Garlick back in the game. The true freshman standing at 6'10". Now Rhodey pulls up from deep, trying to end the drought. It's not ended yet. Davion Hill going up with 2 hands, and the rebound on the way down. Barnes in trouble. Wisconsin more in a man defense now, a little bit of a switch after the timeout. Elmore James the fourth on the right near side, drives inside across the Big Ten logo, spins to his right, has nowhere to go, has the fade, and he's fouled on the ground. Late foul call. The Cardinals will get to the line.
That's huge for Ball State, just getting to the free throw line, creating those opportunities, especially for a guy like Elmore James. This season, 56 hasn't been great from the free throw line, 56%. But at Ohio, he has been solid from that area, shooting in the 80% margin. So for Elmore James, just getting 2 points to make it an 8-0 run is everything.
Yeah, in 24 minutes played versus Mansfield, he missed all 4 free throws, but he makes that one and ends a streak of 4 missed. Now it's Wisconsin 32, Ball State 17, 5:48 to go in the first half. James for his second one to go, 2 for 2 to start the night, and he is perfect from the charity stripe. Blackwell up the left near side of the court. Crowd quiet as it has been as the Cardinals are on an 8-0 run. Their best streak of the game so far. Right side, Janicki finds Garlick. Janicki gets it back and back to Garlick. They're playing pass. Blackwell drives on the near side, steps back behind the back. Good defense from Cam Denson and the Cardinals. He now has to pull up with 5 on the shot clock, and it's down. John Blackwell connecting for his first points of the night. Quickly set up on the right side. It's Davion Hill. After a pass, he gets it back. 15 on the shot clock, pulls up off the front rim. Mason Jones, a rare offensive rebound. Denson the drive, got the jump, now kicks it out. James the fourth from deep, and it's no good. 35-18, just under 5 minutes to go. Blackwell, long pass over. Now Janicki for 3, off the mark, and these Badgers keep shooting from deep. Hill, right across the middle of the logo. Waits, gets the screen, and has nothing to go. James is going to try another one. That one off the mark as well, and rebounded safely from the Badgers. They quickly move up the court. Down the right side, it's Andrew Rhodey. Blackwell sets up, screen from Garlick. No roll, poked away by Mason Jones, who's having a defensive night. He pulls the ball out, and they'll reset the offense. Mason Jones getting it done on both sides. Back out. It's Barnes for 3, off the mark. Both teams have gone cold from beyond the arc. Rhodey sets up the offense with Blackwell. Garlick top of the key. Rhodey now on the far right side. Nobody moving inside the paint yet except Will Garlick. It's Janicki who tried in the last possession. Inside, it's down. Alexis Bielyauskas hammers it home.
This is why down low you have Barnes and Hill on him. I know Hill's physical for being 6'2", but against Bielyauskas, who's 6'10", you just can't win.
Both teams scoreless there for a while. The drought finally ends. James finds Barnes. He has nowhere to go, brings it back out to center court, and will reset the Cardinal offense. Jones thought about a 3, won't go. Good defense from Rhodey, trying to poke at it. The zone defense is back. The trigger is pulled it short, and the shot clock goes off, and that will bring us to another timeout. The under 4, it's the Badgers with 37, the Cardinals with 18. You're listening to Ball State Sports Link Digital Radio. For the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos and Sports Link program information can be found at ballstatesportslink.com.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to our conditioning, our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. This is Jared Matheny with Summit City Sports at Indiana Tech Athletics, a proud SportsLink alum. Go Cards!
From trivia night at Brothers and tater tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
The lead is still double digits for the Badgers, 37-18, 3:14 to go here in the first half, as we have a quiet Kohl Center as both teams taking their time out. Roen, what's been the thing that stood out to you most so far in this first half?
What I've seen from Ball State is they've come out pretty hot after the timeout a few minutes ago, but then Wisconsin immediately halting that momentum. For the Cardinals, you're likely going into the second half with less than for Wisconsin, it's going to be a 15-point or more cushion, more than likely. That's not ideal for the Cardinals, even though Ball State's been very good in the second half. But you have to remember Ball State's opponents. It's been impressive what they've done in the second half, but it's Louisiana in the Sun Belt, which they do have a win on the season. Then it's Division II Mansfield. You take it with a grain of salt, because that might not be the same result as when you're going up against a Big Ten powerhouse like Wisconsin, one of the best teams in the nation for a reason.
It's been kind of the game we expected with the 24th ranked Badgers kind of starting strong, but we've talked about it, Ball State being that second half team that they really are. We'll see after timeout what Michael Lewis says to his team as we start with Austin Rapp and Andrew Rohde on the right side of the court. They move right to left, and the Badgers with a 19-point lead. Dished off, it's Jack Janicki. A zone from the Cardinals, something we don't usually see, but they're switching it up. Blackwell pulls from the left side corner. It's no good, short, and off the Cardinals underneath.
I like that for Ball State, but Wisconsin has the perfect counter to it. You're going to run a 2-3 on me? Okay, we're just going to pull up from 3, something we do very well as a team.
And they have everybody that can do it, from the guards to the bigs. A steal almost there from Barnes, but Rohde gets away, and that's an offensive foul. Too much from the big man, Nolan Winter, and the Cardinals get it back.
We see it right there, though. Ball State's forcing outside shots, which I love. I feel like this should have been the game plan from the beginning, to run a 2-3, but it's just not traditional with this team.
Jawan Maxey has been quiet so far tonight. Nothing there, dishes it off. Denson now has it on the right elbow. Barnes back to Denson. He runs into a brick wall right there. 9 on the shot clock. Dished inside. Fish lost it. He cannot handle it, and here comes the fast-paced Badger offense. Dished inside. Winter, trouble with the ball, still goes up, denied. Cam Denson leads the team in blocks and is doing more of that today. Averages 2 a game. He has at least 2 tonight. He now pulls up from the right side. Splash. The Cardinals chipping away at this lead, and the Badgers can't seem to break the zone yet. Nothing since the timeout. They haven't pulled up, and everybody can. Rohde had the offensive foul. Doesn't attack there. Now the pull, Janicki, long right side, and it's should have been an easy grab on the rebound. Not there, and slammed home Nolan Winter. Wide open underneath.
The result of that was Ball State focusing on the perimeter, left the paint wide open for Nolan Winter to just camp out.
Now Barnes will pull from deep. He connects. One of the rare threes from the Cardinals tonight. 39-21, a minute and a half to play in this first half. Now Janicki near side, he misses. That was a close over the back call, and we get a jump ball. 2 guys considered bigs fighting for it, and it's a tie-up. Good aggressiveness from both teams on both ends as we have some substitutions.
It's all about who wants it more, Sam. And if I'm being honest with you, I really don't know who wants it more. The score may not represent that in Ball State's favor, but only down by 15 in the first half, especially when the first half hasn't been your friend all season. I like what I've seen from the Cardinals in the last 5 minutes.
Now the Cardinals try and close this last minute 20 with a good run. Ziegler back in the game. Dishes it off. Caden Fish thought about the 3, doesn't pull. He now sets a screen for Maxey. He works down low on Nolan Winter. Fish, the big fish, on campus trying to go to work, but they're going to have an offensive foul. He hooked Nolan Winter, a rare sight against the 7-foot Winter, but it goes against Fish.
I hate to say it, but that's kind of what you have to do against Nolan Winter. You kind of have to get your hands dirty, hope the official doesn't see it, but that time didn't quite work out in Ball State's favor. I do like the aggressiveness and the approach of Caden Fish.
Caden Fish now subbed off the floor as the Badgers set up. Dish inside Boyd, and it's again Mason Jones with another deflection. He's been the lone bright spot on the defensive side. Elmore James IV. Off for a Maxey, wide open off the mark. Rebounded by Winter. With 41 seconds to go in the first half, Badgers 39, Cardinals 24. 15-point difference separating two undefeated squads. It's now Braden Carrington, gotten some solid minutes in this first half. Winter will pull up from deep, off the iron. Cam Denson streaks ahead, wants to go fast, slings it over. Elmore James is right there under the basket. What a find from Cam Denson. Denson has been all over the floor for the Cardinals. One of the unsung heroes. But now another pull-up from the Badger offense. It's no good. Great rebound from Braden Carrington. Can't get it off. And that's the halftime buzzer. 39-26, a 13-point lead for the Badgers. That's going to bring us to a break for halftime. We'll be back with the Ball State Sports Link halftime show presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
From the bell tower to your smartphone, anywhere in the world.
Never miss Ball State Sports with SportsLink Digital. You're listening to SportsLink Digital, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Your home for live Ball State sports.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. This is Nick Yeoman from NASCAR's Performance Racing Network and IndyCar Radio, and a proud SportsLink alum from 2010. Go Cards!
Thank you, Nick. We're back from the Kohl Center in Madison, Wisconsin. The Ball State Cardinals at halftime trailing 39-26 to Wisconsin. The Cardinals putting up a fight, especially in the latter half of the first half. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by Sam Klug. Now, Sam, through one half of play, Ball State started sluggish. They really picked it back up towards the back half of the first half. So, Sam, what are your biggest takeaways?
Yeah, they really did, and my biggest takeaway has been how well they've been able to contain rebounds and kind of play to Wisconsin's level. They haven't really gotten outbeat on the rebound side as much as you may expect, especially coming in to today. They're getting out-rebounded 20-16, but it could be worse, especially with the height difference on these squads.
Yeah, you are right. It is a bit of an issue, but at the same time, it still is. It's something that needs to be addressed. Wisconsin has 26 rebounds compared to Ball State's 16. Another big thing, Nolan Winter, 11.7 rebounds. If we're just going to do simple math here, he's on pace for a 22-point, 14-rebound double-double. That's something you can't have. We saw the Cardinals run more of a 2-3 zone that kind of to protect the paint in the back half. Do we expect to see more of that?
I think you do. Now, obviously, we had a very small sample size there in the end of the first half, but I think Nolan Winter got a lot less opportunities. He did have the one dunk down low, but you're not going to get him in as many positions where he'll be able to score the basketball. And like you said, that needs to get addressed, and especially him. When a guy has almost half the other team's rebounds, you need to address that as a glaring, ugly fact from the first half.
Here's what stands out to me. John Blackwell only has 3 points for Wisconsin. Yet you look at the score, they're up by 13. Blackwell, this is the guy we expected to be their top scorer, and he really is. He is their best scorer, and he's one of the best scorers in the Big Ten. But this season, or in this game, I should say, he hasn't been much of a factor.
Yeah, I mean, this is the guy that comes into today averaging 23 on the season, and you'd expect him to play well. He's shooting 52% from the field and 42% from the three-point line, but he's almost been a non-factor. But I also think that's some strategy. I really think Wisconsin has gone heavy to the bigs, kind of a throwback to what their offense really used to be, that methodical, slow offensive play where they really feed the bigs inside. But this time, it's just the bigs can shoot from the outside. So it's a little switch, maybe trying to confuse the Cardinals, especially maybe what they saw on tape.
In my head, I like to think that Greg Gard in the huddle had all the guys huddle up and said, hey, tonight, boys, we're doing it old school. That's what I like to think.
I would love to think that as well, and you know, maybe he did. I mean, he's been here 25 years. Old school, maybe just his first year here. You can throw it all the way back to the early 2000s, and like you said, or like I was saying before, I should say, it maybe was to confuse Ball State, because we kind of touched on it a little bit in the open, but it's kind of a complete overhaul of the offensive scheme. Last year is when they really introduced it. And guys like John Tanji and John Blackwell really benefited. They scored 82.2 points per game, the third highest in program history, and shot extremely well from beyond the arc.
So let's go to the turnover differential. Ball State has 8. Wisconsin, they only have 7. That's a pretty tight number for a 13-point game. We don't see that often, but both teams, for the most part, playing clean, conservative basketball.
Yeah, and that's something you want to see from both teams. Really early on, when you get a lot of guys who haven't played together for a long time, you get a lot of miscommunication and confusion, and you saw that in Ball State's first game versus Louisiana, especially that first half. So that's really good to see, and especially keeping it close with the 24th ranked Badgers. That's even a better spot to be in if you're Michael Lewis and the Cardinals.
The Badger fans have been in for a treat, but what statistics have shown, they're in for an even better one in the second half, but not when it comes to a Wisconsin domination. Perhaps this is where Ball State wakes up like we've seen in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it could be. And Ball State, like we mentioned in the open again, they are a second half team, and today we'll see if they can prove it true versus such a tall opponent.
That's the big thing. Wisconsin, you have 5 players over 6'8". Ball State only has 1. That's Preston Copeland. He hasn't seen the floor this entire matchup only once this season, 5 minutes against Mansfield. The Cardinals don't have the height. That's the big thing. But I want to go back to that 2-3 zone. I love what they've done so much. Ball State doesn't run a lot of zones defensively. Maybe that's why they weren't doing it to begin with. Why do you think Ball State wasn't really going with the 2-3 to start?
Because I don't think it's really their go-to defense. They're a much more man-to-man defense. They like to play fast, hands up, and, you know, usually for a team like Louisiana or Mansfield, if we look back at some of the older games, that works. But for Wisconsin, they've had to make a change since they're running up and down the court on the Cardinals. They're not getting back. So it's a change they had to go to, but I want to see some more trapping, especially in that 2-3 zone. They got to trap guys in a corner, force them to take shots they're not comfortable with, and really get some defensive rebounds.
The band playing the fight song for Wisconsin, everyone standing in unison. So at this point now, Wisconsin, they've dominated for the most part against Ball State in a lot of different factors. What's been a bright spot for the Cardinals?
Well, the bright side has really been Cam Denson on the defensive end. And you can even add the offensive on. He's been down the floor, probably the fastest player from either squad, maybe also counting Nick Boyd. He's gotten a couple blocks and defensive rebounds. He had a great find to Elmore James, the fourth underneath, as he was streaking down the floor. And he's a guy who's just done it all. And I mentioned it in the broadcast. He's kind of an unseen hero. He really doesn't always show up on the stat sheet, but he is getting it done for the Cardinals. I mean, he only has 3 points, but he's only missed one shot. He made his 3 that he shot, and only in 14 minutes of action.
The Cardinals have a lot of guys like that. Guys who just are really under the radar. They don't stick out on the stat sheet. That's where they got most of their talent from. People that were overlooked. We see it time and time again, overlooked by programs like Wisconsin. That has to be a motivating factor tonight.
Oh, it does, and a lot of these guys have mentioned in some of the interviews that they were overlooked by a plethora of D1 schools, and they had to kind of go down to the JUCO levels and really prove themselves. That's kind of where the prove yourself really happens in college basketball, and they're succeeding. They're now at a D1 school like Ball State and making a name for themselves.
I'm glad you mentioned that because it reminded me of a quote that Davion Hill had. He was talking with Mick Tidrow on Heart of the Cardinal, which you should watch that sometime. A monthly episode comes out. It's great. Davion Hill, he was saying time and time again, I've had to prove myself. I'm never the tallest guy on the floor. He's 6'2" as a guard, and he has to do the little stuff on the court, and one of those is rebounding. Even though we haven't quite seen it really today from Davion Hill as much, he's still averaging 7 boards a game.
And he leads the team in that factor at 6'2", and we mentioned that Ball State's a shorter team, but they also have guys who are taller. I mean, 6'6", Caden Fish, 6'7", Cam Denson. I mean, you have guys that are tall. Mason Jones is 6'7" as well, and he's still getting it done at 6'2" and 7 rebounds, getting close to that double-double figure if he can continue rebounding the ball well.
Davion Hill back to the rebounding. He has 4 boards today. As a guard, as in the first half as a guard, leading your team in rebounds. That's just so important to me. This is why Davion Hill, at least from my perspective, Sam, I don't know about you, he's been one of my favorite players to watch in college basketball.
Indeed he has. He flies up and down the court. He really plays with heart, playing off that heart of the Cardinal, which we see from a lot of these guys, but he's also crashing the paint. You see a lot of times from the guard position, a lot of kids have taken after Stephen Curry, always looking for that open 3, but Hill's pretty much the exact opposite. He's always looking for the ball, and that doesn't mean he's looking for the ball so he can go on offense. He's looking so he can grab it and stop the other team on offense.
At least from my perspective, I don't know. I haven't asked him this. It seems like a lot of kids, like he said, they grow up, they idolize Stephen Curry. I feel like growing up, just from the play style, he probably liked Tony Allen quite a bit.
I agree, Roen. That fits his mold perfectly.
Yeah, just a defensive player, a defensive menace, and can also rebound, can do a lot as a smaller guard. You love to see what Davion Hill's been able to do, but Wisconsin back on the positives on their side. Nolan Winter, even though he's on pace to have a double-double, he has 11 points, 7 rebounds. Even though he's on pace for that, the Cardinals shut him down in the last couple of minutes. They weren't able to get anything going with Wisconsin for him. Cam Denson shut him down a couple of times. How does that continue?
Well, yeah, they need to keep finding Denson matched up with Nolan Winter, but also when they think Denson's kind of overmatched, they need to trap him down low. I mean, the Cardinals haven't really had many fouls called on them, and so they have some to give in the second half. But also, they want to make the Badgers shoot the three-point shot. Wisconsin is only 6 for 23 from deep, 26%. That is something that if continues, Ball State's going to get a lot of rebounds and have more and more opportunities on the offensive side.
And finally, Sam, for both teams, what are some keys to the second half?
I think the keys to the second half, I just mentioned it, for Ball State is forcing ugly shots from the Badgers, trapping them down low, making them kicking out, and shooting those threes from deep. And for the Cardinals on offense, they got to find the best shot. I saw it a lot of times in the first half where they would just shoot the first open shot, but they really need to pass the ball around and find what they think is the best shot. That might mean passing it 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 more times, getting the Badgers out of place, out of sync, and really finding a shot that has a good chance of going in.
And we'll have much more after this break. It'll be second half tip time between the Ball State Cardinals and Wisconsin Badgers. 39-26 our current score. Wisconsin in the lead. Ball State looking to battle back and get to a 3-0 start, something that they really haven't done in quite some time. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Your home for live Ball State sports, streaming right in your timeline.
This is Sports Link Digital.
Back from the Kohl Center, it's a classic story of David versus Goliath. Ball State, though, they have a sling and a stone in hand, looking to have a big impact in the second half. Down by 13 against number 24 ranked Wisconsin. I'm Roen Elbert. That's Sam Klug. The Cardinals, they were hot in the back half of the first half. Second half time, it's all about continuing the momentum.
And there is momentum. They were down by as much as 22 in that first half. 9 points less now, 39-26, and a whole half to play. And again, the Ball State Cardinals, a second half team versus Mansfield on the 7th. They outscored them 52-26 in that second half after only leading by 4 at the half. So definitely some bright spots to look at for the Cardinals.
Because you looked at that first half of the Mansfield game and you're like, oh, it's a four-point game at halftime. Then you check the score in the second half and it's like, whoa, it's almost like a completely different team. It's a complete 180. We'll see if Ball State can continue with that same production from a Division II school in Mansfield to one of the best in the country in number 24 ranked Wisconsin. The Badgers have possession first. On the near side, the inbound, it's Austin Rapp. The Badgers will be going from left to right. Wisconsin with their white uniforms, the red lettering. Ball State, the all black, the red lettering. And we're underway. Nick Boyd takes it up across the timeline, guarded by Ziegler. A screen on the right side from Winter. Lob up inside for Winter on the baseline. Walks the tightrope. He's pushed out of bounds by the Cardinals. Wisconsin keeps it here to open the second half.
Quick foul from the Ball State defense. Not something you want to see, but it might be necessary to stop the Giants and Nolan Winter.
It's all about getting your hands dirty, Sam. I like the approach. Nick Boyd to inbound on the left side of the basket. Lobs up on the near wing for Austin Rapp. He defers outside to Rhodey. Blackwell in control on the left wing. Wisconsin pushing it inside with Winter. The lob up under with the foul and through. Winter has come to the Kohl Center with Nolan Winter continuing a monster day. 13 points, looks to complete the three-point play.
And that they had Devin Barnes on him that time. Again, Cam Denson, the guy who's really been able to lock him down, not in the game. And there's another foul on Barnes as he looks to stay perfect from the stripe. And
he does just that. Nolan Winter now 14 points on the day. It is now 42-26 Badgers. Cardinals take it up with Devin Barnes. Goes right to left with it. Bounces over right wing. It's Davion Hill. Gets a screen from Fish as he crosses to his left. Defers out to Barnes. Guarded closely by Boyd. Top of the key, Jones. He lets it rip. And he drains it. Mason Jones drills the three. 42-29. Cardinals get an early bucket.
Mason Jones, 42 from deep. 42% that is, and staying hot from beyond the arc.
Top of the key, Nolan Winter goes off to his right with John Blackwell. Wisconsin patrolling the perimeter for the most part. Nick Boyd gets it off of a handoff on the left side, guarded closely by Ziegler. Now drives in on the far side, Rohde back outside. Boyd pump fakes, drives in off to the left, has it deflected off of Jones. Davion Hill the takeaway. Ball State a fast break. Ziegler goes strong left side. The stop made by Austin Rapp. It's out of bounds, goes against Wisconsin in the Cardinals' favor. Rapp wants a challenge, and he's going to get it. Greg Gard challenges that, so Ball State gets a look at it. So they don't even look at that. Wisconsin gets possession.
Yeah, quite the good call by Rapp. Didn't even need the challenge, and he got the call turned over back to the Badgers.
He was making the signal with his hand. The officials didn't even have to look at it. They just deferred as Rohde drives up right and through. Andrew Rohde for Wisconsin. He makes it 44-29, a 15-point advantage over the Cardinals. Just under 19 minutes to go. Devin Barnes goes strong with the left hand. Up, under, off the glass, and good. Ball State counters 44-31 Wisconsin.
Got off on his right foot nice and quick, got to the basket. Great bucket for the Cardinals.
Offensive foul goes against the Badgers on the illegal screen from Winter. That's so big for Ball State to capitalize potentially on such a big mistake for Wisconsin with 18 minutes, 12 seconds to go in this contest.
Yeah, only Winter's first personal foul. Not going to get him out of the game. But again, Devin Barnes in there making it play on the offensive and defensive side.
Davion Hill takes it up, right to left the Cardinals move. Caden Fish, he screens for Ziegler on the left side. Back outside Barnes, thought about it three, instead goes back outside to Caden Fish. Mason Jones controls, gives to Barnes, drives in hard with the right hand, goes strong, just swirls out. Winter inhales the miss for the Badgers. Nick Boyd takes it up. The former Owl of Florida Atlantic. Lob inside for Rapp, deflected up by the Cardinals. Ball State can't come away with it. Wisconsin drives in with Boyd. To the near corner, Rapp. Cross-court pass to the left perimeter. Inside Boyd, up through. Another strong take for Wisconsin, catching the Cardinals sleeping.
Miscommunication between Jones and Fish right there on the defensive end. They were staying in the man, and they left him wide open.
Davion Hill puts up a floater in the paint from the Big Ten logo. Can't get it. It's off the front of the rim. 46-31 Wisconsin leads. Under 18 minutes to go. Blackwell backs in on the near wing. Defers out to the top of the key with Nolan Winter. Nick Boyd between the legs. He steps back, drives in on the baseline on the left side, goes strong to the glass. Nick Boyd another 2 points, 48-31 Badgers. Ball State with Davion Hill in control. Has 4 rebounds on the day. He's been strong in that department. No look pass to his left to Armani Ziegler. Ball State working the perimeter with Caden Fish, the big man. A screen and a give to Devin Barnes at the top of the key. Mismatch with Nolan Winter on him at the top. Goes in with the left hand, strong. Draws the contact on Winter. Barnes has a trip to the charity stripe.
Another attack by Barnes, who's looking much more comfortable in this second half, and he gets the second call on Winter. He's gotten both foul calls on Winter drawn, and 2 for Winter with just under 17 minutes to go. Again, Barnes looking really comfortable and shooting 80% coming in today from that free throw line.
Devin Barnes, you know, it is Veterans Day, comes from a military family. That's something that's really important to him as he gets the first free throw to fall. Couldn't be more fitting that he's playing here on Veterans Day and having such a good performance.
Yeah, and he's a guy who has pretty much lived in almost every state, I want to say. It's an exaggeration, but he's been all over the continental U.S., living in a lot of different states, and finally finding a home in Muncie.
The UTEP transfer, his second free throw, swirls in. He goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. Cardinals make a plethora of changes. Cam Denson, Elmore James, and now Jawan Maxey check in.
Almost like a line change in hockey right there.
Yeah, did you catch all that? That's the big question. Driving baseline on the far sides. Blackwell, Mason Jones strips it away. Cardinals going quick now. 48-33 Badgers our score. Jawan Maxey has it at the big W at mid-floor. Cam Denson, a screen to his left, draws a double team. Denson in control off of the pick and pop. Mason Jones off of a handoff into the paint. He gets caught traveling. Tried to go outside to Cam Denson on a pass, but he got the foot slipping. Didn't quite work out.
Denson and Jones were really the bright spot for the Cardinals in the first half, and they have so far in the second half as well. Good steal from Mason Jones on the far end. Almost had a good assist, but called for the travel.
They dish over to Will Garlick on the left wing. Wisconsin in control. Bieliauskas, the big man, hands off to his right with Janicki. Wisconsin sharing the love up top. Feed inside to Garlick on the near block. Poked away by Denson. He comes away with it for Ball State. Cardinals move quick. Fast break. Far corner. James. His three-pointer off the front of the rim. Out of bounds off of the Cardinals. It's Cam Denson. Elmore James had a golden opportunity. Couldn't convert. That leads to the first timeout. 15 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the second half. 48-33 Wisconsin. We'll be right back from the Kohl Center. It's SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, you know, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, you know, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Hey Cardinal fans, this is Connor Onion, play-by-play broadcaster with Fox Sports, and I'm a proud SportsLink alum. You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. Chirp, chirp.
This broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State SportsLink and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by the showroom at the corner of McGalliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie, or you can just visit victorymuncie.com. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by Sam Klug. Current score, Wisconsin 48, Ball State 33, 15:42 to go in the second half. A sea of Cardinal red in the crowd, but not the Cardinal red that Ball State is used to.
No, they aren't, and quite the atmosphere we have here. You know, Worthen Arena is pretty big, but don't get the crowds to fill it up. Neither has Wisconsin here today, but pretty good showing. You said it in the open. It is a school night. Students have still showed out. So have some alumni and probably some season ticket holders and parents of the players and college students. So really good to see on a brisk Tuesday in November.
You look at the clock, 15:42 to go. Ball State's down by 15. From what we've seen in the past, really just second half performances. The Cardinals in the first two games averaging 49 second half points. This has been a half where they've kind of thrived in, and you can see the aggressiveness early here.
Yeah, you really can, and it hasn't really paid dividends just yet for Ball State. But again, it takes a little bit of time to get going, and maybe we'll see that here.
Wisconsin, they go right to left in control across your radio dial. The Badgers in their white uniforms, the red lettering. Ball State, the black uniforms with the red lettering.
Great uniform matchup tonight, and a classic from especially Wisconsin standard.
Yeah, it's perfect. Nick Boyd at the top of the key, guarded by Mason Jones, tries to drive inside, spin cycles out over to Blackwell at the top of the key. A screen to his right from Garlick, tries to control to the near wing. Gets a handoff from Bieliauskas as he went back outside. 10 on the shot clock. Pulls up from deep. Blackwell drains it for three. Wisconsin makes it 51-33.
Blackwell has only taken 3-point field goals, and he makes his second of the game.
Armani Ziegler takes it up right to left for Ball State. A screen from Cam Denson. Draws the mismatch. Denson hands off to his left with Elmore James. Drives strong to the cup. Has it stripped away by Garlick. Coming up with it is Janicki for the Badgers. Wisconsin getting physical down low. Down low, looks for Bieliauskas for Wisconsin. Draws the foul on the floor, goes against Mason Jones. The 6'10", Alexis Bieliauskas from Lithuania getting the better of Jones.
Yeah, the Cardinals, and right there they showed it, they need to be aggressive down low. That was only Jones's first personal. He's going to get subbed out. Interesting choice by Coach Michael Lewis, but again, you got to be aggressive down low. That might cost you some fouls, and Preston Copeland checks in for the first time.
How about that? The true freshman. We haven't seen him in this entire matchup. Wisconsin inbounds on the right side of the basket, right side of the court. Blackwell has it on the perimeter. 15 on the shot clock. Feed inside, Bieliauskas up, over, and in. Alexis Bieliauskas makes it 53-33, a 20-point advantage for the Badgers. Ball State in control. Preston Copeland thought about his screen. They instead hand off to him at the top of the key. Cam Denson defers to the far corner with Jawan Maxey. He's in a double team. Finds the open Denson on the far wing. He hesitates, hands back off to Jawan Maxey. Far corner triple. Lets it rip off the side of the rim. Blackwell coming in hot with the rebound. And a whistle blown. A substitution made for Wisconsin on the dead ball. Braden Carrington, he checks in for Nick Boyd.
Yeah, Wisconsin almost got caught fighting their own teammates there as they both went up for that shot. Luckily, they came down with it, and there was a stoppage. But how about Preston Copeland getting in? That guy, like you said, true freshman, could score his first points at the Kohl Center.
Could be something. It would be a story to tell. Bieliauskas on the near wing. They go back outside Janicki. Wisconsin moving it quickly along the perimeter. Bieliauskas to his right. It's Blackwell at the Culver's logo. He drives inside on the baseline. He walks the tightrope. He's out of bounds. Ball State gets possession. It was risky by Blackwell. Ends up being pushed along. No call. He's out of bounds.
That was a great cut. He drew the defense, and a cutting Will Garlick, who's a true freshman, was in the perfect spot in the paint. Almost would have been a fantastic basket.
So Jawan Maxey takes it up for the Cardinals. The give to Preston Copeland. Gives right back. Pick and roll. Copeland up over. Strong take and the foul. How about that for your first collegiate points at the Kohl Center? Thousands in attendance. Preston Copeland an opportunity for a three-point play.
Yeah, he had a shot versus Mansfield. Didn't connect, so he had only taken one shot in-game before this one, and his first one's an and one foul on the 24th ranked team in the country. He has his first ever collegiate free throw.
53-35 Wisconsin, 13:38 to go. He airballs it. But besides that, Preston Copeland is a three-star prospect going into this. Crowd's letting them hear it. But look at where he's played before. Overtime elite at the high school level. That's something else.
And it made sense he came here. Coach Lewis assistant coached his brother in his stop at Nebraska.
So now Jack Janicki at the top of the key. Swings across court. Far corner Carrington unable to respond. Preston Copeland corralling it in.
Great stuff from the true freshman, getting in there in these important minutes.
Cam Denson, a strong take of his own, draws the contact on the Badgers. Wisconsin getting physical down low, maybe a little bit too physical. 2 free throws coming up for Cam Denson in a 53-35 Wisconsin lead. Ball State doing all they can to carve into it.
And the Cardinals, like you said, carve into it. They're taking advantage. I think they're a little caught off guard and kind of surprised about that Preston Copeland sub as he gets a little talking to from Coach Lewis, but again, getting physical down there.
Cam Denson misses the free throw. He has 3 points on the day, but you also look at 4 blocks. Denson has just been unreal defensively. Wisconsin does make a change. Nolan Winter checks in for Will Garlick.
I don't want to say the Cardinal advantage was short-lived, but it might be right there. He's been their kryptonite.
Denson goes 0 for 2 from the stripe. A rare miscue on his end. 53-35 Badgers. Blackwell takes it up the floor. The junior goes off to another junior in Winter. To the near wing, Blackwell. He drives in. Off of Denson. Draws the contact. It was a strong take to the cup. Too strong with the foul on Cam Denson. So now John Blackwell has 2 free throws coming up.
That's going to be Denson's 3rd personal, if the stats serve me right. And he was a little unhappy with himself on that call. Really thought he got some ball. But John Blackwell will shoot his first shots other than a free throw.
His first free throw of the match comes in. It's 1 for 1. John Blackwell, he was supposed to go to the NBA draft last year, withdrew at the last second. But now here he is. He wants to win a Big Ten title. That's why he came back. He goes 2 for 2. It's 55-35. Wisconsin back to a 20-point advantage. Armani Ziegler takes it up. He's on the right wing. Far side guarded by Bieliauskas. Has to go back top of the key, Maxey. A triple goes off back iron. Long rebound by Blackwell off of the tip from Bieliauskas. Wisconsin back in transition, going quickly to Winter. Copeland gets a finger on the pass, goes out of bounds on the baseline, the near side off of Elmore James. It stays with Wisconsin.
Roen, it may have gone unseen, but Braden Carrington kind of went down there on the left end of the floor. Looks like he got hit in the head at mouth area, a little shaken up, but he's fine. He's still playing.
He is tough. We know that. far side on the perimeter. Blackwell thought about a three. He instead dishes off to the top of the key for Winter. A three-pointer swirls up and in. It was out and through. Nolan Winter continues a great day, 58-35.
One more rebound for the double-double. He's at 17 and 9.
Armani Ziegler bounces near wing over to Preston Copeland. Back out to the far corner, Jawan Maxey off of the handoff. Half of the shot clock down. Maxey's trapped. He's fouled by Buliauskis on the perimeter. No shot on it. Wisconsin making a plethora of changes coming up. Andrew Rohde, Hayden Jones, and Austin Rapp checking in. Something we haven't seen as much in the second half. 2 starters checking in for the Badgers.
Yeah, they've really gone, keeping most of them out there at the same time. And again, they're going back to those starters, trying to put away these Cardinals.
Ziegler inbounds on the near side, gets it back from Copeland. He drives into the paint, blocked up by Winter, but not before they whistle a foul. That's the second foul on Nolan Winter. So now for Ball State, they go to the charity stripe once more with Armani Ziegler, their top free throw shooter, at 87%.
Yeah, and the Cardinals came into this half with Nolan Winter having no personal fouls. He's up to 3 now. Could be into some foul trouble, especially late in this close game.
Ziegler, he gets the first one to fall. So that's big. Wisconsin, to have your big in foul trouble, that's how the Cardinals can take advantage. Maybe play more physical, knowing that he's playing with borrowed time with the fouls.
They really can, but to not their advantage, the Badgers have 4 more.
So Austin Rapp, after the missed free throw, gets the board for the Badgers. 58-36 Wisconsin, under 12 minutes to go. Andrew Rohde, the Virginia product, takes it up the floor. On the left side, hands off to Hayden Jones. Top of the key, Nolan Winter, guarded by Preston Copeland. 10 on the shot clock. Gives to Carrington. Thought about a 3 right side. Top of the key, Rapp. His three-pointer. Cash! Austin Rapp getting the crowd something to cheer for. 61-36 Badgers. Jawan Maxey drives baseline quickly for Ball State. He's blocked up by Rohde. He has to go back out. Stripped away, Carrington. Tries to go coast to coast on Elmore James. He does so. Goes strong to the glass. Braden Carrington draws a timeout on Michael Lewis. How about the Wisconsin Badgers? 63-36 with 11:19 to go in this matchup.
15-3 run in the last 5 minutes. Complete dominance over the Cardinals in this middle section of the second half.
We're going to take it to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back from the Kohl Center. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Ranked #1 in the nation by the Broadcast Education Association. This is Ball State Sports Link with SportsLink Digital Radio.
For the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos, and SportsLink program information, you can find this at ballstatesportslink.com. Again, ballstatesportslink.com. Current score, 11:19 to go in the second half. Wisconsin, a 63-36 lead over the Ball State Cardinals. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by Sam Klug. Now, this has been the big story. Wisconsin, out of halftime, they have come up strong, especially as of late. A 15-3 run over the Cardinals as of late. It's been all Wisconsin the last few minutes.
Yeah, we saw some aggressiveness early from the Cardinals to begin the second half, but it's gone cold since. They've made some lineup changes, haven't really gone back to that zone defense at all, and it's kind of, yeah, it hasn't been good for them so far in the second half.
The biggest story for Ball State is Preston Copeland, a true freshman coming in, and he's been pretty solid so far, not only defensively, but offensively. Couldn't complete the three-point play, but getting 2 points in on his first career college points. How about Preston Copeland, man?
Yeah, he also had a great rebound. I believe it was an defensive rebound, I should say, on the other end. And he's playing well in front of a bunch of fans in a tough environment.
Devin Barnes takes it up for the Cardinals. He skips it over to the far wing for Cam Denson. Ball State on the left side of the court. Back outside on the wing to Barnes on the far side. Top of the key, he drives in. Back out Denson, his three-pointer on the wing. It goes off the side of the rim, nearly toilet bowls in. Preston Copeland on the baseline corrals it in. Ball State back out, half of the shot clock gone. Devin Barnes in trouble, goes to James, top of the key. Strong take with the left hand, blocked away by Austin Rapp. On the floor, foul called. It stays here with Ball State, a little bit too handsy that time, is Rohde. So the Cardinals, they catch a break right there as the officials do confer. Now the timeout is called, goes on Wisconsin's side. So 10:41 to go, 63-36. Badgers talk it over.
And before we go, if we do go to a break, I just want to mention Nolan Winter now up to a double-double on the day, 17 points, 10 rebounds. What a performance for the starter for the Badgers.
You know what, Sam? I don't really feel like going to a break. Let's keep it right here and talk about what a solid performance this has been. Not just solid, great for the Wisconsin Badgers. I don't want to say taking care of business because let's not act like Ball State's an easy opponent. For any MAC school, the Cardinals are one of the tougher teams to play against because of that grit and grind mentality they have. A lot of JUCO products, a lot of great talent that was maybe overlooked, a proving ground for them. And they've shown some really good flashes, but Wisconsin in the second half, they've shown, hey, this is our half.
Yeah, and like you said, maybe one of the more tougher MAC opponents. They're going to be a team on your schedule you're not ready to play, especially if you have a good conference record going into the game. And what the Badgers have done so well is they've spread the wealth. They have two guys in double figures in Nick Boyd and Nolan Winter, but then a plethora of guys at 7+ points. Rohde has 7, Rapp with 8, and Blackwell now up to 8, even after the slow start.
10:41 to go. Wisconsin 63-36, a 27-point advantage for the Badgers. Let's look at the upcoming schedule for both teams. Let's start with Ball State this Saturday at 7 o'clock, taking on Little Rock. That's right after the football game for Ball State, playing Eastern Michigan at noon. What a fun day for Ball State athletics.
Yeah, Rowan, I know. Not only for athletics, but for us at SportsLink, you are on the play-by-play for that football game. And then you guys got me and Dylan Budd versus Little Rock back home in Worthen Arena. That's going to be a 7:30 tip. And then again for the Badgers, they host Southern Illinois University of Evansville. And then they go to what could be one of the better Feast Week tournaments. They play BYU, Providence, and possibly the defending champs in Florida.
Yeah, it could be them or TCU. Unfortunately for you football fans, on Saturday you're stuck with me. But regardless of that, Ball State in a 63-36 deficit. I know at this point making a comeback that might be out of the question, 10 minutes to go, but how do you play your best basketball in these final 10 minutes?
Well, yeah, it might be getting a little out of hand, but you really want to work on that. I'm going to make up a word here, but a 10-minute drill. It doesn't exist, but maybe it will exist for the Cardinals after this. The last 10 minutes, the last 25% of this game, you want to play your best basketball. Not a lot of players are in foul trouble, and you need to play with abandon, basically. You need to go crazy. You need to not really care about the results because you put up a decent fight versus this 24th ranked team, and who knows what can happen if you kind of play like that.
Cardinals inbound on the baseline, left side of the basket. Devin Barnes has it poked away. Braden Carrington tries to come up with it for Wisconsin. He does wrestle it away from Denson. Jones swings across, right wing, three-pointer uncorked from Rohde. Back up with the slam is Nolan Winter. Man, has he been incredible. A 19-point double-double.
And if we count dunks, he might be close to a triple-double. That guy is all over the place.
Out of nowhere he came. Devin Barnes skips over to Preston Copeland, far wing. Ball State looking for the response. It's Ziegler still on that far wing. They control, swings it out left side Denson. A bouncer into the high block for Preston Copeland. Swings across to the left side now. It's Ziegler. Goes strong with the left hand. Spin move in the paint. Swirls out with the shot. Copeland with the rebound for Ball State. Far wing now. You go with Elmore James. Top of the key. Ziegler thought about a three. Goes back to the left side. Barnes pulls up inside the perimeter for two. Gets the shot to fall. 65-38.
Yeah, Ziegler, I know he didn't score the points there. He's been quiet, though. He's been the Cardinals' leading scorer. Guy has been quiet so far, but Barnes getting it done.
It's really what it's been for Ball State. A lot of quiet when you look at the score of 65-38. Near wing, Nolan Winter controls. Gives to Hayden Jones on a handoff. Bouncer into the middle of the paint. Braden Carrington gets the 2 points. 67-38 for the Badgers. Devin Barnes at the big W logo at midcourt. He controls on the left side of the perimeter. The give to the top of the key to Cam Denson. Tries on wrap on that high block. Tries to back him down. Spin move up and over. Too strong. Carrington inhales the miss for Wisconsin. Back to the Badgers we go. Left to right. Carrington controls a left wing three. Uncorks and drills it. Braden Carrington showing off his prowess from beyond the arc. 70-38. Wisconsin showing that this is their game, pulling away.
Yeah, Braden Carrington, a guy you want to see to start light up the stat sheet as a go-to off the bench. Badgers pulling ahead.
A 32-point Wisconsin lead as the timeout is called. We're going to take it to a quick commercial break. Ball State trailing by 32. Wisconsin on pace to start 3-0. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
We are back, 70-38 Wisconsin. Davion Hill takes it right to left. Wisconsin, their largest lead of the contest, under 9 minutes to go. Ball State in control, left side of the basket. Moving across the perimeter, Elmore James has it. Top of the key, Davion Hill, a screen from Preston Copeland to his left. Tries to pick and roll, but they instead go back to the perimeter with Barnes. 7 on the shot clock. Straight away, three-pointer, goes off the front of the rim. Rapp inhales it for Wisconsin.
Another empty possession for the Cardinals. They need to clean those up if they want any chance of not only winning this game, but games down the line.
Hayden Jones, the New Zealand product, goes to his left to the Australia product and Rapp. No-look pass on the right wing for three. Rhodey drills it. Man, what great playmaking from Austin Rapp. 73-38, all Badgers. Ball State now. Devin Barnes in control. Gives to Copeland at the top of the key. Tries to work inside off of Garlick. Back to the top of the key with Elmore James we go. Mason Jones, right block. Triple team on Copeland on the wing. Top of the key they go with Elmore James. Bouncer under the basket for Davion Hill. Fumbles it. 5 on the shot clock. Elmore James comes away with it. Mason Jones pulls up, tries to draw contact inside the perimeter with the shot. Couldn't get it. He was on the floor trying to get his own rebound. Falls down, gets it, and a timeout is called. The possession arrow goes to Ball State. It's 7-19, but there's a timeout on the floor. What a wild possession there.
Yeah, great playmaking by Mason Jones right there. Drew the contact. Arguably should have been a foul call, though refs say otherwise. And he had the pump fake. He even made Nolan Winter jump in the air, and that's from a just a junior on another junior, and a guy who's much taller than him. So great playmaking. Doesn't work out, but yeah, overall, good play by the junior.
A 35-point Wisconsin lead. They won by 35 in their last game against NIU, looking for their largest win of the season and the point differential in the third game. We got the T-shirt toss going. Do you want a T-shirt?
I do, although I'm an avid I'm not an avid Wisconsin fan, I should say.
Not many in Muncie are, Sam.
No, and growing up in Illinois, you can't like any team from Wisconsin.
Oh, no. I mean, those are the rivalries that you think about. Schools in that Illinois area that they compete with Wisconsin schools. I mean, there's only 3 Division I Wisconsin schools. You got Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Wisconsin themselves.
You can't leave out Marquette.
Oh, man. I forgot
My
a
parents
very
are
important
alums.
one.
Yeah, you can't leave that one out. But again, like you said, that classic Wisconsin rivalry. You got the Bears and the Packers, the Bulls and the Bucks, and the Cubs and the Brewers you just saw in the playoffs this year. Classic rivalries. I mean, Indiana and Wisconsin don't have as many, but it's that Midwestern rivalry.
Yeah, the only one I can think of is the Pacers and the Bucks.
That is a very prevalent one.
It's prevalent right now, but with 7:19 to go, what is prevalent is this Wisconsin lead, 35 points. They have dominated this matchup. The Cardinals are going to have possession out of the timeout on the left side of the floor. This is the point of the game for the Badgers where they're going to go to some options that maybe aren't utilized as much. And by not utilized, I mean really won't get the playing time when we get to Big Ten play unless there's some kind of blowout. One of those guys, the son of head coach Greg Gard, his only son, Isaac Gard. He has 3 kids, 2 daughters, but a son in Isaac Gard, who's a senior, joined the program as a walk-on, and really, especially off the court, has made an impact as an energy guy for the Badgers. I'm looking to see if he gets in these final few minutes.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. And a lot of these walk-ons were preferred walk-ons that have made their way up all the way to some solid minutes overall. I mean, you look at a guy like Hayden Jones, I believe, that should be Jack Janicki, joined as a walk-on, made his way all the way up to a quality bench starter in Gard in his senior year.
It's stories like that. Ball State with the foul up and over with the shot in. Elmore James gets it right off the inbound. Cardinals move quickly, so 73-40. Elmore James looks for the 3-point play. I just want to look at the rebounding numbers. 38 rebounds for Wisconsin compared to Ball State's 21. That's a big difference. Elmore James completes the 3-point play. That's a big reason as why it's a 32-point game.
Yeah, and you got to win down low, and Wisconsin 9 out of 10 times is going to win that mainly because of their height, and they have tonight.
Jack Janicki on the left side of the perimeter for the Badgers. We just mentioned him, a preferred walk-on, has really earned his spot for Wisconsin. He controls at the Wisconsin logo. Swings across Boyd. Near corner Blackwell. A triple. Rims out. Rebound Janicki. Wisconsin back with it. Boyd top of the key. Swirls out. Winter gets a hand to it. Davion Hill the rebound for Ball State. A long rebound. Back inside for Copeland. Janicki gets a hand down it out of bounds on the baseline. Jack Janicki's been everywhere.
Again, Jack Janicki, like you said, has been everywhere. Started at that preferred walk-on spot and actually leads the team in steals. So he is a Minnesota native. A couple of guys came from that White Bear Lake High School area.
73-41, Wisconsin in control, 6:43 to go. Feet inside to Copeland off of the inbound, draws the foul. Even though Preston Copeland couldn't finish it on the shot, gets 2 free throws, you have to like what you've seen from him.
Oh, you have to love it. I mean, this is a guy coming in today averaging 2.5 minutes per game, and obviously student section going to give him the air ball. But he's been fantastic so far in only, that would be 8 minutes played.
You just don't see that quite often. He banked it in on the free throw. He wanted to be sure that he wasn't going to miss all rim.
Yeah, he was short on one, and that one was definitely not short.
Bieliauskas checks in for Garlock for Wisconsin. Man, no mercy for Preston Copeland. That time off back iron. Wasn't an air ball, so it's an improvement. 1 for 2 for Copeland from the stripe. 73-42 Badgers. Left side wraps in the jam. Goes to the top of the key for Bieliauskas. Perimetering right now is Janicki, a bouncer at the Big Ten logo for Rapp. Swings across far corner Blackwell. He's in trouble. Top of the key, Rapp. His three-pointer, Trano. Austin Rapp, 76-42.
How do you beat a team that your big guy looks like he's going to dish it off in the middle of the paint? He does, and then he's back on the outside of the arc and hits a 3.
You can't win. That's modern-day basketball for you, Sam. It's tough. Mason Jones, he looks to counter with the 3 of his own, and he does. Mason Jones, 76-45.
They need to get Jones in more shooting opportunities. He's proven to knock down this shot. He talked about his summer, and that's what he spent doing, and he's proven it tonight.
Nick Boyd straight away for the Badgers. Double team with Jones and James on him. Goes to his left with Blackwell. Back to Boyd on the right side. Cross-court passes for the Badgers. Near corner, a triple put up for Bieliauskas. Rims out. Blackwell with the board. He's wrestled up by Elmore James. A foul is called on the floor, a jump ball. The possession arrow is currently in Ball State's favor, but it's not a jump ball. It goes in Wisconsin's favor. The foul on the Cardinals. Davion Hill checks out for Armani Ziegler. Wisconsin makes a change. Nick Boyd likely checking out for the final time tonight. Hayden Jones checks in.
I want to touch on Blackwell. He really hasn't had the night he wants. He isn't even in double digits in the points factor, but he hasn't needed to. That's how deep this Wisconsin team is.
76-45. They feed on the high block to Rapp. Guarded by Ziegler. Back out left side. Janicki thought about a three. Doesn't take. Rapp takes from the top of the key. Off back iron. Janicki a rebound on the far wing. Just over 5 minutes to go. Badgers still in control. At the top of the key, Jones, he skips it on over to Rapp. Blackwell, near wing, guarded by Maxey. He's in trouble, 5 on the shot clock. Bodies up, draws the contact, foul on the floor. He does put up a shot, it goes in, but it's not going to count. It's a foul on the floor against Jawan Maxey.
What a finish from Blackwell right there. If it was in the air in the shooting act, he would have gotten the and one. Just so impressive.
Hayden Jones, left side of the basket to inbound, just over 5 minutes to go. 31-point Badger lead. He lobs it up for Rapp, has it stripped away. Elmore James for Ball State, goes quickly, coast to coast, strong take, got it in the foul. Elmore James looks for a trip with 3 fouls, or looks for a trip to get 3 points.
Yeah, James is a guy and a guard that Michael Lewis has had high praise for. He says he's a guard that can really play downhill. He's a physical guard, and he can get to the cup like he did right there.
Elmore James looks to complete the 3-point play, and he does. 76-48. Still a huge advantage for Wisconsin. 28-point lead. Top of the key, Jack Janicki for the Badgers. In trouble straight away, has to go to his left to Hayden Jones. They find Blackwell, feed middle of the paint to Janicki, up and over with the bucket. Jack Janicki makes it back to a 30-point Wisconsin lead under 5 minutes to go. Ball State looking to counter. Preston Copeland with a screen to the left of Maxey. Gets it back on the pick and roll on the far wing. Backs out, gives to Maxey. He drives in baseline. Back top of the key, Elmore James. Mason Jones on the deferral straight away. The handoff to Ziegler to his left. Swings across right side. Maxey drives baseline, blocked away by Rapp. No regard right there as it goes out of bounds on the near side. Stays with Ball State. 1 second left on the shot clock. The disrespect from Austin Rapp.
Yeah, 18 blocks now. That's Rapp's third. And even playing off the bench, he's already got 3 blocks.
Off the inbound, Maxey puts up a left wing 3. He airballs it. It's a little too strong. I wouldn't quite say airball. He had to put something up. Had some contact drawn on him. 14 to go in this matchup. Off of the shot clock violation, John Blackwell checks out for Braden Carrington, and a standing ovation for Blackwell from the bench and the fans.
Yeah, always going to give him the ovation he deserves. The prolific scorer didn't have his best night, but deserves the standing O.
As we can clearly see, he didn't need to. The Badgers with Hayden Jones.
The student section chanting, "We want Isaac." Isaac Guard wants to be put in the game.
Mason Jones strips away for the Cardinals, and you know what, Sam? Me and you, we want that too.
Yeah, we do.
Mason Jones, the handoff to Ziegler. Thought about a left wing 3. He instead goes back straight away. Draws up a screen for Copeland. He just hands off to him. Draws a foul on Bieliauskas, and a timeout called on the floor. Ball State has it with 3:42 to go. This is the perfect opportunity now for Wisconsin in these final 3 minutes and 42 seconds, up by 30, to go to some players that really aren't utilized as much, give them some playing time to maybe build the future. And for the Cardinals, it's all about just getting more reps going into your next matchup against Little Rock.
Well, yeah, and if you're Wisconsin, you think about being ranked and wanting to make a deep run in the tournament, and if they do, they need their bench to be almost as good as their starters. If you want to play deep into the NCAA tournament, even the Big Ten tournament, as a matter of fact, you need to have a deep bench and guys that can come off the bench and hit big-time shots. And that's really what these minutes are for. This last 342 is going to be who on the bench can step up and make that big-time shot that they're going to need later on in the season.
That's what it really is about. You could see some younger players go in for Ball State, but this is an opportunity, too, to just get strong going in against Little Rock. It's a home matchup, too, 7 o'clock on Saturday. It'll be on SL Digital Radio, or you can come to the arena, Worthen Arena. Always fun on a Saturday night, especially when it's a doubleheader. You got football at Schumann Stadium at 12 against Eastern Michigan, a big game for Ball State football. Looking for bowl eligibility. They're 2 wins away from it. And then for Ball State basketball, it's all about a bounce-back performance against Little Rock in the next one after this annihilation at the hands of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, the Cardinals haven't really found any production from the guys who have been leading their team early on in the season. Guys like Armani Ziegler. Even Davion Hill has not had his best night. He's 16% from the field, only 2 points. Mason Jones has had a productive night, another one of their starters who usually isn't the biggest producer, but has 8 points for himself.
Yeah, just looking at the scoring column for Ball State, 2 players in double digits. It's Elmore James and Devin Barnes. This has been a great coming out party for Elmore James. We saw the 3-point play earlier.
And maybe he's a guy who can earn that starting spot. I mean, he is a senior 3-year max starter and a guy who's really putting his name in the hat to maybe be one of those starters against Little Rock.
If we know Michael Lewis, we know that the starting lineup we see in game 1, that's not going to be the same starting lineup going into a potential MAC tournament game.
Indeed, and they've kept it through 3 games, and honestly, we were kind of surprised in that opener versus Louisiana. We thought it was going to be the 1 through 5, James Hill, Maxey, Fish, and Ziegler, but they've stuck with Hill, Fish, Ziegler, Barnes.
Preston
and
Copeland.
I'm missing one. Oh, Mason Jones as well.
Preston Copeland, the first free throw.
And maybe he throws his name in the hat later down the road.
That is true. He could. Goes off back iron. The first free throw misses. Man, that student section.
They're ruthless.
Swirls out. Wisconsin, Ricardo Greppi has control of it. First time we called his name. First time he's checked in.
The Lecco, Italy native.
Here we go. Hayden Jones drives in back outside Greppi. Played for the Italian national team. Hands off to his left with Braden Carrington. Thought about pulling up on the left side from 3. He instead pushes in, draws the foul on the Cardinals. So 9 on the shot clock, 3:21 to go. Looking at the total foul numbers for Ball State, that's their 7th foul of this half. Wisconsin, they have 10 fouls, but in the bonus are the Badgers. Braden Carrington goes to the stripe. It's funny enough when we talk about the Cardinals playing Big Ten opponents. Carrington gets the first one to fall. The last time Ball State played a Big Ten team, it was 2 years ago against Minnesota. Who was on that team? Braden Carrington. He didn't get any reps in that game, but still.
Yeah, and Ball State 11-56 all-time versus the Big Ten, probably going to fall to 11-57. And then if you look over at Wisconsin, they're probably going to move to a 43-12 record.
Carrington goes 2 for 2, 80-48 Wisconsin. Over 3 minutes to go. The student section, they want Isaac Guard. They're chanting for him as Ziegler drives in for the Cardinals. That might be the loudest roar we hear in the arena tonight if we see an Isaac Guard appearance. Elmore James, top of the key, a screen to his right from Copeland. Devin Barnes, he handles it. Left side, slips and falls, gets back up though at the Big Ten logo in a double team. Far corner Jones on the dish out for 3. He gets it to fall. 80-51. Badgers still in front, but Mason Jones getting that extra rep in, making the most of it.
And again, he's a guy who's going to be a spot-up shooter in big-time games, especially as MAC play comes.
Ricardo Greppi on the near corner, dishes out to Hayden Jones, right wing. Mason Jones guards him closely. Now Ziegler switches on to him. Inside, looks for Greppi, goes between his legs on the bounce pass and out of bounds on the baseline.
You know what they say in soccer? That would be a meg right there. Right through the legs. Kind of unfortunate for Greppi, who obviously doesn't get a lot of minutes, but just a little miscue.
Just over 2.5 minutes to go. Ball State with it. Armani Ziegler left side. Now whistle is blown, goes off of the Cardinals. So Ball State, an offensive foul, 80-51. So these small mistakes once again, these were the big things for the Cardinals, and it's a big part as to why they're trailing by 29.
Yeah, you just can't have those dead possessions, those empty possessions where nothing happens. No shot goes up. You need to have a shot.
Braden Carrington thought about a deep three. He pulls up a little bit more for a three-pointer, swirls out. Bielioskis has it stripped out away for Wisconsin on the rebound. Ziegler comes up with it for Ball State. Top of the key, Cardinals reset. Jones a bounce pass to the far wing with Preston Copeland. Back out top of the key, Ziegler in the double team. Bounces inside to Copeland. Draws another foul. Copeland another trip to the free throw line right in front of that student section that's been giving him a lot of grief. Looking at the bench right now, Wisconsin does have someone checking in. It's not Isaac Gard, it's Jack Robinson.
Yeah, another guy coming off the bench for some garbage time minutes. But again, Copeland has made a couple trips to the line. He's getting there, and he's struggling from the line, but he's showing great foul drawing. I don't know if that's a term used in basketball, but he's drawing a lot of fouls.
Yeah, he's been very aggressive, really good at cutting to the cup. As Bielioskis checks in for Robinson.
Who knows, maybe this is something the Cardinals needed earlier on in the game, drawing those fouls, especially on a guy like Nolan Winter.
Preston Copeland gets the second free throw to fall, showing great poise with that student section behind him. Hayden Jones dishes back out to the Wisconsin logo, Braden Carrington. A minute and a half to go. Badgers, huge lead, 80-52. Far corner Robinson, three-pointer, drills it. Jack Robinson makes it 83-52. The Badgers, what a domination of a performance for them.
Yeah, he grew a whole inch this offseason as well. Guy's improved.
Isaac Gard, he's looking to check in for Wisconsin, goes to the scorer's table. Devin Barnes went strong, it swirled out, but that's going to be a huge pop in the crowd for Isaac Gard if we see that happen.
Yes, it will indeed. Coach's son getting some more minutes in his senior year.
Intercepted by Copeland. Ball State in transition, near corner James. He drills it. A 17-point performance for Elmore James, 83-55. Under a minute to go.
Kind of is coming out, and Coach Lewis keeping the starters in, and I love that.
Yeah, a travel. That was done intentionally. Ball State, they go to Isaac Gard. Wisconsin, intentionally right there, giving it to Gard.
You can hear it. I mean, I'm sure you can hear it on the mic a little bit, but fans are getting hyped, especially the student section.
Ball State makes a change of their own. J. Anthony Bearden checks in. In for Mason Jones. Papa J, as they call him, getting some reps in the final minute.
Yeah, only one of the only 4 Cardinal returners.
Carrington, right wing three. The assist from Gard. He drills it. 86-55.
He's in the stat sheet. That's what the fans wanted, and they let Gard hear it.
I think they want some more. I think they want a three-point attempt. Look for that next possession. Devin Barnes at the top of the key for Ball State. This game all but over. Elmore James. A screen to his left from Copeland. Back outside, J. Anthony Bearden, a right wing three off the back iron. Was looking for his first collegiate points. Couldn't quite pull it off. Shot clock is off. Just over 20 seconds to go. Isaac Gard drives inside, a floater. It's short. Ball State comes away with it. The final possession of the game for the Cardinals. Looking to make the most of it with 10 seconds to go in this matchup. To the far corner, James. Foul is called. Looks like actually he goes out of bounds on that far side. Looked like it could have been a foul in Wisconsin, so it goes against Ball State. 7 seconds, here we go. And this is your ball game. The Wisconsin Badgers, 86-55, a 31-point domination over the Ball State Cardinals sends the home fans home happy.
Indeed it does, and kind of on a sour note for the Cardinals, it's the largest loss in the Michael Lewis era. The last one came against a team we actually mentioned today, Little Rock, Arkansas, when they lost by 26. This one all the way to 31 points.
That's what happens when you play a ranked opponent, one of the best in the entire nation that really came ready to play today.
Indeed they did, and the Badgers, again, they were 14-3 last year in the Kohl Center, improving to 3-0 overall this year in the Kohl Center. 17-3 in the last 2 years. It's pretty hard to win and come into this environment, especially behind a Big Ten student section.
a Big Ten student section that was just ruthless tonight, especially against Preston Copeland. But the freshmen, that's my big takeaway for Ball State. The freshmen in Copeland showed flashes of greatness and great poise with the fan pressure.
Indeed, he was. He got to the line multiple times. He may have not shot the best from that free throw line, but the real important part is he was getting to the line, and he's a guy that the Cardinals are going to need to step up, especially in the height department.
That's your welcome to Division I moment right there if you're Preston Copeland. That's a story that he'll tell his kids one day. It's just stuff like that. That's how you deal with adversity. Ball State looking to do it some more on Saturday against Little Rock, coming off of this performance that if you're head coach Michael Lewis or really anyone involved with Ball State, you want it back.
Indeed you do, and you want to kind of erase the last time they played them when they lost by 26. So it's going to be a real test versus a Little Rock, Arkansas team that's going to come in and be hungry.
Ends up being the biggest loss in the Michael Lewis regime at Ball State. So Sam, looking at the Wisconsin stat line, there's one guy that obviously sticks out to me, but in your eyes, who's the player of the game for the Badgers?
It has to be Nolan Winter, getting another double-double. And again, I'm going to go back to what I said before. If you count dunks, he might have had a triple-double. He was all over the floor, grabbing rebounds, blocking shots. And again, super impressive from a guy that we expected to be impressive. But when you go out and do it, finishing with exactly 20 points, he's going to be a guy, or I should say 19 points, one short of 20. But again, later on in the season, maybe moving up those Big Ten award watch lists. Who knows? This guy is super impressive.
Fans filing out of the Kohl Center after a 86-55 win for the Wisconsin Badgers over the Ball State Cardinals. For Wisconsin, it's really everything you could have hoped for. It's their second biggest win of the season. They beat NIU by 35. NIU, a team that was projected to be last in the Mid-American Conference in the preseason poll. Another big win over the Ball State Cardinals going into their next matchup against SIUE.
And again, they were 24th in the preseason polls. They remain there. They're 22 in the coaches poll. But also, the Big Ten doesn't put out a coaches poll, but the media ranked them the 7th best team in a stacked and deep Big Ten conference. Obviously, now they're 18 teams as a whole. So even if you're picked 7th, you really still probably have a 6 to 8 seed in the NCAA tournament. But still, a little bit of a disrespect being picked 7th in a conference that they got 2nd place last year in the tournament. So definitely going to surprise some people. And if they win later on this week versus SIUE, there's a good chance they move up in the AP poll.
AP poll came out yesterday. They didn't move up like you said. Maybe that's the way they take their anger out.
It could be. And again, another solid win. Really no blemishes. Maybe some foul trouble from Nolan Winter. But other than that, they played a spotless basketball game. And again, they have another home game. They could move to 4-0 in the Kohl Center. And again, it's such an advantage here at a nice arena.
One of the toughest places to play really in the entire country. Ball State, they saw it firsthand.
Yeah, and again, I want to give another shout out. Wisconsin Athletics has been fantastic to us. Super responsive in their emails, giving us a perfect spot to call this game. And again, we usually don't go on the road, but it has been a blast. And what a game to call in a Big Ten arena with awesome fans, awesome sports information directors, the whole 10 yards.
Fun experience to say the least. Glad we can do it here at Kohl Center. Final score, Wisconsin 86, Ball State 55. Badgers advance to 3-0, Cardinals 2-1. Ball State basketball back with you Saturday night against Little Rock at 7 o'clock. That's after, though, Ball State football at noon, taking on Eastern Michigan. All of that on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. And that'll do it for us here from the Kohl Center. One last time, this broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State Sports Link and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by the showroom at the corner of McAlliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie, or visit victorymuncie.com. That'll do it here from the Kohl Center. I'm Roen Elbert, that's Sam Klug, and good night, Muncie.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.